How's that punch? My cord fell out. Do we have audio now? Give me a thumbs up if we've got audio now. Alright. About 7 minutes ago, I did see a decent buck skirt the edge of this field, probably 600 yards away. I don't think he's a shooter, but he's a decent buck, so at least they're on their feet. About 40 minutes ago, I had some guy dragging a cart with a stand on it come right through the field behind me. Go up on the ridge to my left. Kind of the direction the wind is blowing from. So I'm hoping he went pretty far and settled in quite a ways off. Guys, I'm in that same giant feed tree where we had all the bucks come through the other night. There's no guy there. What's up, Longbow? Hi, how are you? Bro, really? My God. At this point, I might as well get down out of the damn tree. Thanks for the heads up. Dude, I'm telling you, that's the second guy. And if I whistled at him, he looked right up at me and he pointed like he's going right into this bedding area. And then I was like, bro, really? And now he's finally going off to the left. This is why I climb these trees. No one else can climb them. But when you have this stuff, it's like, and I know he can't see me here, but there's how many cars? There's how many cars in the parking lot out there? Did he come straight in from the tree? And he just put his ground scent right where those deer are gonna come and stand where I want to shoot him. And I know for a fact all he's doing is going out around me. Then he's gonna work his way up on the opposite side of this bedding. His wind is gonna be blowing, it's gonna be blowing right through here. I've been set up since 2 o'clock. Yeah, his wind is gonna be, it's gonna be blowing right in here. And these guys, like, I don't want to call anybody dumb or uneducated or even use the word stupid. I don't want to do that. But in this situation, why wouldn't he access from that other side, let his wind blow out over a giant field, and then sneak up in here? Because he was obviously coming right here to this cut, and I don't know where he was going to go up in here at. Because there's not a single tree for 150 yards that he can get a climber in. Which is why I know he's gonna skirt out around and go up in front anyway. Hopefully he goes far enough not to mess up the bedding. I mean, the bedding's all right here. Good night, I know that. But that's not, and I don't mind it, right? Like, I'm not upset that the guy walked in on me. That's gonna happen. But where he's trying to go, based on the wind, he's just never gonna shoot a deer like that. Never in a million years. Yeah, like and subscribe. Stuart, I like your mindset. I like that a lot. There's lots of dumb deer. Lots of them. I'm just wondering which way he came in. Not that it matters much. Yeah, that's about my 7th hunt so far this year where I've had guys just kind of too close. And the earlier guy, he's a muzzleloader hunter. So who knows where he went. I don't think it's gonna mess me up. I don't think it's gonna mess me up at all. Because I've got about 4 acres of just prime bedding here, and they're all gonna come out and walk this direction. We did it last week. We'll do it again this week. I wish I didn't have that sun blaring right on the side of my screen there. Getting a little glare. You guys have seen this spot before. There's another guy walking through the field over there. You're gonna see him come into the screen here in a second. There's another guy coming right now. Like 500 yards off. Maybe he dipped down into that bottom, but he was walking right through the center of that field. Yeah, I'm not worried about it, guys. Like I said, I'm confident in my spots. That's why I hunt them. And I hunt trees that only I can get into, or very few people can get into. Again, we did a single rope technique to get into this one today. Took me about a half hour to get in here and get set up. That guy's halfway between here and that buck I saw like 25, 30 minutes ago. He just dipped down into that ditch and set up on the ground, presumably with a crossbow. And so he'll have some reach. And that is right in that neighborhood where a lot of those deer ran through the other day when I was in here. once they got downwind of my tree and ran that way. Simba USA, happy hunting. Hey man, we're doing really good. We're in a windy spot. Real windy. We've had 3 guys kind of walk in on me. I did see one decent buck up on his feet about 25 minutes ago. He's not a shooter, but he's decent. And now we're gonna wait till nightfall when all these deer just pile out of this bedding. We're trying to shoot a doe in here. I have my eyes set on that giant. That really big 150-inch deer. I just can't hunt him tonight. Not where he's at. And I don't think I can get to him tomorrow. We're hoping Wednesday or Thursday works out. What's up? Saltwater Cowboy, how you doing? I've never seen this many guys in here before. That's ridiculous. Of course, I don't usually hunt this low. That's why the other day in the rain, it was so great. Nobody was out here. Thanks, Willie. Andy, it's been alright. What am I doing? I don't even know you, man. Let me see how things roll. If I see you on the next couple lives, I'll make you a mod, alright? Hang in there. It's really windy. Yeah, BB Klima, they had it at like, I don't know, 64% today for us. Chance of hunter presence in the spot I'm hunting, 100%. I got people on the live, they're like, dude, there's a guy behind you walking, what's that guy doing? I'm like, what are you talking about? So I look back there and I'm like, I don't see him, and I look over here, it's like, dude, he's right here. Oh well. Baby, you better. I gotta upload your pics to the community page too. I gotta get your shooter buck updated. Kyle, I'm hunting in Pennsylvania. there's two more guys over here. I don't know if you can see them. See him walking up here. My God, did everybody decide to come hunting today? This is insanity. That's 4 people. No. Parker. I've shot a 135-inch buck. Sadie, we're hunting for white-tailed deer. Hey brother, greetings from Georgia. What's going on, Pine and Oak Woodworks? Thanks for jumping on, man. Sadie, where are you hunting at? Tactical stuff, hog hunting. I gotta try some of that. I might do that with Bullseye Pen here this November. I saw one decent buck about 35 minutes ago. And then I've had 4 hunters come in, so we'll see how this works. That's a bummer not having a tag. Kyle West, send grid coordinates. Tony, we shot a deer or 2 this year already. Guys, I'm hunting with a longbow. So even with all this other hunter presence, I'm pretty confident in my spot. Reason being is because this is an impenetrable fortress of deer bedding. And these guys are just working the edges. So once they get set up and things calm down, these deer are going to still come right out to me. And they may see deer in the spots they're at. But I can't just see deer. I've got to see deer at 20 yards. 20 yards and in, that's the goal. So for me, I'm really picky about my setups. And the win. HJW, hey, thank you. Hey folks, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I try to go live 4 or 5 times a week. We've got a lot of other great content coming. I get asked all the time what gear I run. And tomorrow, if I don't get out, I'm going to do a pretty comprehensive video breaking down everything I use and when I use it. That package includes 32 years of hunting experience. And somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 deer. Almost all of them shot with a bow. So if you're interested in what I use, what works, stick around. Yeah, guys, double tap that screen. We've got 270 people on and only 40 likes. That's awesome, Tony. David, you're my new best friend, buddy. Get off social media and just hunt. You ever think that maybe hunting isn't my first priority? Maybe building a social media platform and a presence on YouTube might be my first priority. Facts. Kenneth, we are in Pennsylvania. We are in unit WMU 4B in Pennsylvania. No, 4C. Why did I say 4B? I'm out of my mind. I don't think I've ever hunted 4B. Got a giant spider on this tree over here, man. Oh, yeah. Get that spider. Oh, yeah. Get the spider. Yeah, Jason, we're getting after it. Check out this view, guys. This is what we're looking at tonight. We're gonna have the deer coming right out of here. like right out of here. They're going to be at 10 yards, 12 yards under the tree before we know it. We're going to get her done with a longbow. Nice, YM, what's going on? I think you were here the other day when we sat in this tree. It's a pretty good sit. We had a lot of rain that day. Then the winds picked up. I'm hunting public. And apparently so is every other hunter in Pennsylvania hunting here tonight. We've had 4 dudes come in so far. One of them right under the tree. Public land. Love it. Is there cows in the field? No, there's no cows, man. There's no ag for a long, long ways here. Yeah, I let 2 of them know where I was at. The one guy was like 30 yards behind the tree. The other guy was like literally 10 feet underneath me. And he wanted to go up into this. There's a brushy patch here. I mean, they're all going up here to access this timber that's 300-400 yards further up. And all the deer, they're bedded right on this. There's a little hilltop here. Like all this brushy, thick stuff right here. This stuff goes up for another 200 yards. They're all bedded in that. And there's a little ditch up there. And then anytime now they'll start working their way out. They'll come down here and they'll feed under this big oak tree. But he was gonna walk all through that. I'm like, really, dude? And then he turned and went off to the left. It's like, I've been set up since 2 o'clock. And it takes me 30 minutes to climb a tree like this, because I gotta use a throw ball. I gotta use a single rope technique. And it takes another 10 minutes for me to get all my stuff set up. So I'm like, dude, don't do that to me. So he was a good sport. He went out to the west and then went up through. The other guy was a muzzleloader hunter. I thought I saw one up there, but no. He's watching me right now. Yeah, I know. For me, I'm gonna hunt some places that are bow only. I gotta take a crack at this big 150-inch deer I saw last week. I just can't get into it today, tomorrow. Maybe Wednesday. Hopefully Wednesday. Worst thing that could happen is a 120 comes in and jumps under this tree tonight. I don't know if I can not shoot a 120 with the longbow. Especially here. This big buck is a special case. He's so close to the border of where I can access and where I can't. I'm nervous about shooting him with the longbow. Because if he goes off onto this other parcel, I won't be able to recover him. And that would be an absolute shame to make a good shot on a deer. Still have him go 150 or 200 yards, because that's the reality with the longbow. Or a recurve. Some of these bucks will go 300 yards even when they're double lung shot. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to risk it. Wait, that's not how it is here. And I'll tell you this. This is a little bit different than just land ownership. No one can access this land for a very specific reason. To make a long and complicated story real short, there's a lot of unexploded ordnance, bombs, missiles, grenades, and all that junk. And once he crosses that line into that spot, no one can go in there. It's not an issue of who owns it. Yeah, Josh Bomar, he raised a deer in his backyard. Good for him if he wants to buy a bunch of property and do a lot of work to hold deer on it. That's what he likes to do. That's cool. I don't like that. I don't even know if I consider that fair chase, because it's not like every hunter can go out and chase them down. That's why I like public so much. Like, I gotta battle against everybody else for that opportunity. We're hunting in Pennsylvania. Yeah. I want to shoot one at 10 yards with a 78-degree slope. Justin, yeah, we've shot one with the recurve. Trying to get another one here with the longbow. And we've had plenty of botched opportunities. I've made more critical mistakes. Mostly on the camera and the filming aspect. I've had many of them under 15 yards where I didn't have an opportunity to get the camera on them, so I didn't take a shot. A lot of those happened so far this year too. Thanks, man. Demo T, hey, thanks for jumping on again. We appreciate it. We'll get it done. I think the like button is broken, Munchie. Everybody, they don't know that you gotta double tap the screen. And they don't know that it's free. It's just like a ta-ta. And you liked it. I mean, we've probably had 20,000 people stop by the live already, and nobody's liked it. Maybe I'm just a bum. We're gonna get 0 subs. Double tap, double tap. Thank you, Andrew. I know I'm not a bum. I just said it to be funny. I know. $5. For all you folks new to the channel, this is Retreat. You better be standing at attention and saluting that flag right now. Damo, I'm on the base. I'm actually behind a rifle range right now. Yeah, the cavalry's coming. Glenn, hey, how are ya? It's nice to see you. Guys, I'm hunting by myself. Anyway, Andrew, I don't think I'm a bum. Not at all. I think I'm a stand-up guy. And I've done some pretty incredible stuff here with the YouTube channel lately. I'm pretty impressed. But it's not all on my own accord. It's all because of you guys. So I appreciate all the support. You guys are nothing but fantastic. Tonight, maybe we'll break another record. Maybe we'll have more than 100,000 people on the live. Maybe we'll get 300-400 subs. I don't know. Hopefully we'll shoot a doe or a giant buck, like 10 yards, make a video. Heck, we got the full monetization in under 60 days. For all those folks thinking about starting a YouTube, the average time frame to monetize a channel to get the minimum requirements to monetize is 15.5 months. Most YouTube ventures are much longer than that, somewhere in the 2 to 5 year plan. But I didn't do that. You guys did that, so I appreciate it. too, you saw the video of the big buck that I'm trying to target this year. It would have to be an absolute stud for me to shoot a buck in here tonight. I want an opportunity to go after him a couple times, see what happens. And I know what's going to happen. I'm going to have 5 or 6 1.5 or 2.5-year-old bucks under this tree in total tonight. I don't know. I've had so few shots on does. I could have killed a buck like 12 times. Sometimes that's just my luck. But the doe opportunities, I've had like 4. And I screwed up 3 of them. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Ethan Horn, hey, I'm gonna have to check out your channel. Because I think you're the one that asked me yesterday on the advice about starting a YouTube channel. If you want some help and you want some pointers, like I said, I've monetized the channel in 60 days. Send me an email at longbowluminary@gmail.com and I'll reach out. I'll see what we can do. Cringy. Well, if it's cringy in a good way, people might subscribe. But if it's cringy in a bad way, you gotta try to make it less cringy. Yeah, Isaac, we had one spike come through at about 45 yards. That was it. We kind of figured yesterday was going to be a very low deer movement day. And then as soon as we got out, jumped in the trucks, headed down the road, we had deer in the field across from adjacent to the property we were hunting. And I saw deer all over the place on the way home. So I think they just didn't move till dark. It was warm. Why? We did see one buck like 600 yards away. I mean, there's a creek bottom like 80 yards away. There's puddles out here everywhere. Nah, it's a big red oak. Giant. It's gotta be 20 feet around at the base of this tree. It's huge. Thanks, man. Brad McHenry, I don't know, let me ask it. this is the same spot we sat up last week, and we had all those bucks pile out. And yeah, it is prime bedding. That's why I'm not worried about where all these other guys went, because as long as they don't walk through there, deer coming. You're hiking the Appalachian Trail next week. Any advice? It's been a while since I've done some long hikes. But in my Army days, I used to do some really good ones. My best advice is make sure you carry some socks. Change your socks out. Let your damp, moist socks dry. Put new ones on. If you need to, use a little foot powder. Don't bite off more than you can chew with the pack you're carrying. If you're just getting into it, go light. Don't kill yourself. Get a feel for it. But make sure you have the proper gear this time of year. You could be caught in a very severe snowstorm or a snow squall out of nowhere. So make sure you got enough warm gear to keep yourself warm if weather moves in. Stay safe. Don't get hurt. That's what I got. Oh man, Willie, you missed a good one there. We had 106,500 people jump on. It was lit. It poured down rain and the wind got super crazy just like tonight. We're in the same spot. We did have a shooter come in right after a doe come in. And I waited too long. I couldn't make up my mind if I was going to shoot him or not. By the time I did, he was behind a tree and gave me like an unbelievably difficult shot. Super Slav, here, I'll give you some real world advice, man. Whatever you do, don't get married and don't have kids. Develop your mantra. Mine is bow hunt or die. There is nothing else. Right, Willie? I mean, a woman that poops with the door open, she's a keeper. Yeah, big bass we got. We got about 9 deer laying at the base of the tree. We're trying to get one more. This is crazy work. I'm on public ground. I'm hunting on a military installation, actually. But anybody can hunt it, if they so choose to. B-Dog, I love you, man. I feel so much more exposed today, and I don't know why. The other day in the rain, everything's dark and dreary, and I just felt more like a tree ninja than I do today. Today I feel exposed somewhat, and I know that's not the case. I got a giant tree trunk in front of me and a giant tree trunk behind me. I've seen one buck so far. Terry G, hey, thank you for the new sub, man. I appreciate it. Guys, I am not in a hang-on. I'm standing on a Hunt Arsenal RZR platform. I'm wearing my saddle. I just chose to hang the rope behind me today and run it up under my sleeve because I gotta shoot that way. These tree trunks that come off, there's one, two, there's about 7 or 8 trunks at about 20 feet on this tree, and I'm up in the Y of all those trunks. Or the Ys. And this is the only one that's small enough for me to really get my platform on and get it flat. That one would work, but it's just too steep. The angle's too sharp. Show us the dirt. If I had deer in front of me, I'd be showing you. This is what I'm looking at. You can do it. And then this is the tree I have in front of me that blocks me. All of that bedding is pretty hard to see me from. Yeah, they do. They do a lot of work here. I did have a giant go across there. And then I missed said giant at 10 yards. You were probably on the live stream for that too. He'll be the last deer that comes out tonight. No, that guy with the crossbow is hundreds of yards off to the right. The other guy who walked in, I have no idea where he went. But if he went into this bedding, his wind is like, if he went off to the left and went up here, his wind is probably certainly blowing into this bedding, which means they are not going to go out towards him. They might not come out at all. All you need is 50 subs to go live, Ethan. Just 50. T-Dogger. I got a bunch of 120s and I have a 135. But I'm in Pennsylvania, so don't judge me too much. And I own all public. Luke, I'm hunting in Pennsylvania, man. Where are you from? Yeah, I've got a very consistent wind, guys. The wind is perfect for tonight. Make sure you guys are double tapping that screen. Steve, that's a good deer, man. Sorry you missed. That sucks. It happens. It happens to me all the time with this daggum longbow. I'm hunting in Pennsylvania, guys. It's all public access. I don't hunt any private. If I did, I'd probably put that in the description just to let you guys know. I have been invited. I might check out some spots later this season. Just to kind of help some folks figure out how to hunt it. We've seen one decent buck at like 600 yards. And 4 hunters. That's pretty good odds, right? Just to remind everybody, we're doing close work here. I'm hunting with a longbow. And I'm trying to get deer under 20 yards. So I'm set up in a giant red oak tree. It's a feed tree. There is probably 4 acres of really good bedding just north of me. I've got a south-southwest wind. It's blowing hard back off of the bedding and out over top of this open field over here. And there's quite a point where all of this bedding kind of funnels the deer right to the base of this tree. And when they pop out of this 10 feet tall bedding, they're at 18 yards, 19 yards. Shots will happen quick. That's how we have to do it with the longbow. I sat in here last week, and we had 1 doe come in, and all of the rest of the deer were bucks. I think we saw 9 deer. 5 of them were under 10 yards right at the base of the tree. So we're trying to get her done right here tonight. I got set up at about 2 o'clock, and just after 2, I did see a naked chimpanzee, 2 water buffalo, and a pretty decent looking cougar. Now, I don't know how old the cougar was, but she was definitely older than me. Still looked pretty good. So, that's what we're interested in. Finding good looking cougars and big old bucks. She was seasoned, I'm telling you. Wasn't quite salt and pepper. She still had a good dirty blonde look, but I'm telling you what, definitely seasoned. My first hunt was in 1992, the day I turned 12 years old. Dude, I think she had a charcuterie board with some cheese on it, and I do remember seeing a bottle of wine. Now, she wasn't a classy cougar. She was drinking straight from the bottle. It's not like she had a good old glass or something like that, but hey, look, man, beggars can't be choosy. We're not hunting trophy wives, we're hunting trophy bucks. J Sharp, I don't know if that was a Blackhawk or a Chinook. there are a couple of extra Chinooks at the training facility this week. I don't know how long they're here for, but I've taken notice. Yeah, that's got to be a Chinook. Adam Weiss. No. You can use that information however you want. Minutes, there's over an hour left, guys. Over an hour. We are getting to the golden hour right now. Smart lady, Adam. Good for you. You married a smart one. They'll come out right here, right through there. Steve, a guy at the taxidermy shop, talked me into a big buck bull. So I am in one of those. If you check out one of my more recent shorts, you'll see one of my target bucks for the year. I think he's solidly in the 150s. But he might be surprising if I'm lucky enough to take him. I may be off by 10 inches on that deer. Maybe more. He just has so much mass. And, man, I couldn't tell you if his G2s are 12 or 14 inches in length. So that means I can't tell you if his G3s are 8 or 10, 8 or 11. He's a big deer. For Pennsylvania, he's in the giant category. I think any deer over 150 in Pennsylvania, probably a lifetime achievement buck, you know. I've lived here all my life, and I've spent a lot of time driving down the roads, a lot of time looking for deer, a lot of time hanging trail cameras. He's in the top 5 bucks that I've ever seen in my life. In Pennsylvania. I went to Fort McCoy one time, and in the 2 weeks I was at Fort McCoy, I saw 5 bucks that were bigger than him every day. No, I don't have an HOA saltwater. I'm not that kind of guy. I still want to kill it. I want to eat his loins and marvel in the magnificence of that animal. Slade, I've only got the one with the recurve, man. That's it so far. I've seen way too many small bucks this year. It's like every time I pick up the bow and I think I'm gonna get a shot at a doe, I see spikes on a deer. We're talking probably 11 or 12 of those opportunities with a deer super close to the tree. They've all been bucks. Little 4-pointers, 6-pointers. I am not seeing anywhere the number of does that I've normally seen in Pennsylvania this year, which is good. Because we'll see them in the late season. Yeah, snack on them mountain oysters. Willie knows. Oh, I need to whisper. What I need is some deer to move. That's what I need. The Crisco Disco. I have. What do I have? I think I have a chunk of bottom round in the slow cooker at the house right now with a bunch of potatoes, some celery, some carrots, little McCormick's. Man, I'm getting messages from the wifey. She wants to know how long I had the slow cooker on for. And she knows at this point I'm on live. Jay Sharp, I'd love to have you guys for dinner, man. I'll feed the whole world deer meat. This is one of the last couple pieces I still have from January. Late January, almost February. And then we'll get into the one that I shot this year. Now we've been hammering away at the Lebanon bologna that I had made. Yeah, BB Klima. You and me both, man. I'm getting old. Turned 45 this year, and I'm telling you, I'm feeling every bit of it. My body aches in places I didn't even know would ache. thought I saw movement there, but no, I think I'm good. I did lose a lot of that constant wind. I was getting a real driving south-southwest wind, and it has died down to like 2, 3, 4 miles an hour. And the wind is kind of swirling here at the tree because there's still light on those trees up there from the sun. But it is behind the mountain enough that here is I'm in the shadow. So hopefully my wind continues to drift back away from that warmer air. That's how those thermals work, folks. Gotta love that. Now the other day, I don't know this for sure, but I think there's a scrape up there. It looks like a pin oak tree. Because I had a doe kind of standing in it, and then another little buck come in, and then that doe ran back into the bedding, and then that buck stood there for a little while. And I was just keeping an eye on that. 129, Alex, that's what I'm talking about. That's a good deer. Temperature, I don't know, probably right around 60 and dropping fast. There comes that breeze again. Good old breezy. Melly Mel, there is some ASMR. But not too much, man. It's a deer hunting channel. There's that wind again. Yeah. It was supposed to be close to 70 today, but the sun just never really come out and warmed it up. And with the breeze, it feels a lot cooler. Steve, yes, my Facebook page, my YouTube, my TikTok, they are all the same name, Longbow Luminary. You can also send pictures to longbowluminary@gmail.com. And I will, if you send them, I'm going to post them to the community page, let everybody know who sent them. I've got to get BB Klimas up. I forgot to do it today. Ran into some trouble. I had to make that pot roast. Tristan Gibson, I would be very careful what you say. Moderators will make you disappear. Saltwater Cowboy, you know what? You're giving me an idea. Maybe I'll go get a bottle of Shine. I mean, I've got a bottle of whiskey. I should shoot the bow live tonight all night long in the dark behind the house. But we may repack some gear and get set up to hunt the morning spot tomorrow. I don't know. I hate mornings for at least another week or two. My mornings have not been super productive. Part of that's my fault. That's a downfall on me because I spend much more time finding evening spots, from bedding to feeding, and most of them have crappy entrances for morning sits, feeding to bedding. I don't know. Like I said, I think some of it's my fault. I've just never really had a lot of good luck in the morning. Even during the rut, I don't have good luck in the morning. I think lifetime we're probably approaching 75 deer, maybe more. I don't know. I did take sort of 10 years off, kind of in the middle where I didn't hunt much at all. And I'm going to say that 80% of those are shot within the last 10 minutes of light in the evening. At least 80% of them. I don't. I've got one in front of me, guys. She just stood up from the bed. She's walking away from me, though. And it is a doe. She was bedded no more than 40 yards from me and just stood up. She's been laying in there for hours while I climbed this tree and just stood up. I don't know if I can get her on film for you guys yet. She's right here. See her head moving? This is why I hunt these spots, guys. She's right there in the center of the screen towards the top. She's looking out over that field, though, for some reason. Alright, she's just feeding there, so we're gonna get the bow. she's doing the same thing she did the other day. She got up and she fed around in those bushes for quite a while. And then once she's done, she's gonna turn around and come down here under this tree to eat some acorns. I've just gotta wait her out. She's really looking hard down at that corner. Now she's looking down this way. Dude, I didn't even know my super chats were up and live yet. That's awesome, Jay Sharps. Thank you. I think she's gonna come in just out of range. Yeah, looks like she's moving west. Or east, I mean. No, she's gonna come down this cut. Next, she went over into this bush out to the right of me and disappeared in there. I thought I lost the line. Man, she surveyed that area. She's still right in there feeding like crazy. She may come under this tree eventually. I should probably put the 300mm lens on, but it'll be too close for that. I think I'm in. And it's getting dark. She is right in that giant clump over there feeding. That's the advantage of hunting some of these spots the way I do. Nobody realizes really where they're bedded. That deer was no more than 50 yards from me when she stood up. She just stood up back there. So we'll wait. That's a good, healthy looking doe. It is Chinooks in the distance, guys. Paunch. I'll be the judge of that. Venison chili is always the best. Guys, again, I thank you for the super chats. I didn't even know my super chats were turned on yet. You guys are the best. That was my first super chat as Longbow Luminary. always pay. Yeah, that's 2 Chinooks coming, guys. But as I was saying, that's why we always pay real close attention to where the deer are looking, because it can kind of teach us a little bit. I'm assuming that she was looking in that general direction, because that's where she encounters the hunters coming from the most when they come in here. And she wanted to make sure she was clear before she went out and started to feed. Bad medicine is what I need, yo. I got another one coming out of the wood line. Looks like a buck. 150 yards off. He looks like that same 4-point from the other night. Big wide, tall tines, but only 4 points. And they are all moving right in that direction of the wind. I had just gotten the camera on him. I don't know if I'm gonna have decent video or not. But I think he's in that ditch now, right along the tree line. I can't see him. Jay Sharps, I'm definitely having a cold one on you, buddy. Thank you for the super chat. You're incredible. I think 75 meters here at the base of this tree is going to be too much camera. But I'm going to run with it. I don't have a choice. I'm not switching back. I should switch back. I wonder how many of those hunters that walk past here saw any deer tonight. Alright, I'm putting the other lens back on. I have to do it. I need a 50 to 200 standard lens, I think. tracks of that big buck. The 4-point never traveled west. He's still standing there. There's another deer with him, another small buck. And all I can see is the antlers in the grass, and every once in a while the backs. But they are pushing each other around. I wish I have too much junk in front of me to focus with the camera. But they are, I'm going to say, roughly 180 yards away. Yeah, they're pushing each other around. And we're running out of daylight. I got that doe coming back in here. Ah, she's in the wind cone. I try to film her, but she's in the wind cone. She's coming this way, though. She's looking for me. helps with aiming low too. I don't know how many of you have shot a deer with a traditional bow. Oh, I got a bruiser over there. That's the two bucks coming through the field. Sometimes there's absolutely nothing you can do about a deer ducking your arrow. It doesn't matter how low I aim. They move so fast, they can be spun completely around and gone. She looked like she was going to keep coming in too, but I had her broadside. Another 4 or 5 steps, and then I gotta worry about this tree limb in the way. That's traditional bow hunting. This is why I do it, guys. If I did it with the compound, I would have shot like 12 deer already this year. Maybe I'll hunt the big buck with the compound this week. Maybe we'll get another one to come in under the tree on the strong side. That's a weak side shot there. Not great for me. Oh yeah. We got another arrow in the quiver. I got 2 bucks out in the field right now. 125 yards. Brad, a lot of them are louder than a comp. You gotta remember that string is 2 inches away from the microphone, and I have some of the best microphones you can use. It's not that loud. Oh, there's a big buck. He's not that big. He's that same 4 or 6 point that was in here the other day. So now we got 3 bucks in the field. 1 doe that ran back up in there to bedding. Let's see what this other one is. We're gonna have another one come out of here just at dark, you watch. For reference, guys, I am tip on at 25 yards with that bow. That deer was probably at 23 yards. I put the tip at about the kneecaps on that deer, and it still ducked it. You'll see in the video, that deer went to the ground, 20 inches under that arrow. Now she's back out in the field walking across to get in behind those bucks. that's BB Klima. That's why I do what I do. I mean, like I said, with a compound, I could have shot that deer 45 minutes ago at 45 yards when she stood up. We'd have been done. I sat here and I waited it out. I'm moving the camera to the other side of the tree just in case something crazy happens here yet. We only got a couple minutes left anyway. What's the time in the chat? Well, guys, I appreciate you jumping on and following the madness. We are only, I don't know, how many shots is that so far this year? 1, 2, 3. I think that's 4 shots where I've had one cleanly duck. That is tradpole hunting. That's why everybody gives up. That's why everybody quits. The crazy part is I had the camera on, I had the bow in my hand. She disappeared. I turned the camera off. I hung the bow up. And out of nowhere, she's coming across the field and coming across the field fast. Nose in the air like I'm right on the end of her wind cone or something. And her curiosity brought her to the base of the tree. I had her at 12 yards, but I wasn't turned enough on the platform to draw the bow. And then something back here startled her behind me. I don't know what. And then she jumped off, and then she's like, all right, I'm going back in. It's the nature of the beast. But hey, I'm going to get down because I got a bunch of other hunters in here. And we're going to make our way out. I appreciate everybody for jumping on. Thanks a lot for the super chats. Later.